No, for real. Okay, so what brought you to the United States?
My life, really.
Okay. And what is your favorite part of the city so far?
My favorite part of the city is all of the diversity. Having people from so many different cultural backgrounds all in one place and getting a little taste of the world in one sitting.
That's awesome. What is your favorite food that you've had since you've been in New York?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you like the pizza here? Is it different from...
Much better. Better crust, better cheese, better toppings, and much bigger slices.
Yes.
Yes, it's a pizza lover's paradise.
And have you ever felt culture shock?
Yeah, because it was really loud, and I'm used to very quiet. Like, very rarely do you hear anything over a few decibels over a car horn. And we're coming to the city and hearing, fire trucks all the time, ambulances all the time, and just general traffic noises 24/7. It took a bit of getting used to.
So, what are what are some culture differences that you notice compared to like back at home in the Bahamas?
Well, in the Bahamas, everyone knows everybody, so we're a lot more social and getting to know one another. A trip to the bank could turn into 2 hours because you end up talking to someone for literally an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And everyone really looks out for each other. I like that there's a sense of community in New York City. However, you could literally walk past the same set of people every day and essentially be a stranger. So it's kind of nice that you don't have to socialize 24/7.
All right. How is our intercultural marriage different from, say, relationship, like how a relationship will go? Is there any cultural differences in relationships?
Yeah.
Can you tell me some?
I gotta think on that one.
It's hard.
Yeah. But I think we had a growing period of kind of getting a gist for one another's, social standards and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, again, the island's being a very social place. There are some things, for example, what may be considered flirting by an American standard, may be inappropriate, but by a Bahamian standard, it's just regular day-by-day conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more of a romantic.
Yeah.
Kind of like. Cool.
Yeah, it's very affectionate. Lots of close bonds are made, and from an outsider looking in, it's hard to explain, but yeah, for an outsider looking in, they would expect things to be a whole lot more romantic, or sexual than they really are, but be shocked to know that they'll be the most platonic of friends. Yeah.
All right. So, were there any negative stereotypes you've had before coming to America and versus now?
Not really. I expected people to walk faster. That was kind of it. everything else I may have thought, for example, good pizza, that was true. So I'd say that was a positive one. And that's about it.
Okay. What do you think of our school systems?
That's a whole separate interview. I feel like children should be supervised in school at all times.
You don't believe that children here are supervised at all times here?
I mean, where I am from, you don't leave the actual premises of the school.
Oh, so you're talking about for lunch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a thing. And while this doesn't apply to New York City as much, school shootings are quite, well, they're unheard of where I'm from. So that's terrifying right there. Yeah. But otherwise, I like the fact that, that the schools are, that there's actually different courses and stuff. So for a young person who already knows that they have this keen interest in something, they could specifically, end up at a high school that specializes in that particular field or industry. Whereas where I'm from, it's a pretty standard education for everyone, straight into 12th grade. I also don't like that there's not standard funding for your school. It's straight across the board. I would like to see that change in the future.
Awesome. That was perfect. Okay, so what are what is it like coming to this country from a majority black or populated country to here where it's a bit of the opposite?
What about it? You didn't really get the question out. Sorry.
What is it like coming to America, which is different from a majority black country,
from
like
a majority to a minority?
Yes.
It is different, much different. I was used to seeing white people, but not seas of white people. Yeah. So it's weird because where I'm from, race is not something we consider very often, whereas here, there's always a subtle reminder, whether you having a pleasant conversation with someone or it is, more of an altercation or a confrontation. It's, it's subtle things that I notice, like non-black people always calling me brother, which I guess means they like me, but it's just kind of like nobody calls me brother outside of my brothers. So yeah, that's different. That and I guess seeing the microaggressions now more, the fact that, part of it I feel probably maybe a mixture of, being a black guy and, well, being a man, but, seeing people actively cross the street sometimes when you're coming in the night, stuff like that. Again, very different from where I'm from, where, you walking down the street and someone walking down the street, if anything, they'll strike up a conversation with you, But luckily, thus far, nothing wild has happened to me yet. But it is it is a constant reminder that I'm a whole lot less safe in that regard than I was where I came from.
Thank you for your honesty. Okay, so almost about to wrap it up. So, if we... Okay, let me save that one for last. Are there any benefits of being in an intercultural relationship?
Yeah. I feel it's nice to, learn truly about the experiences of other people, and especially come out of your comfort zone a little bit. It's easy to stew around in what it is that you know. So I one, it has brought me here to the city to see something that I will take. Well, it's basically open up a road that I may have never explored.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. And it's also been a beauty to share my culture with someone who's not familiar with it. And it kind of makes me brush up on some of the stuff to make sure I got it right too. So, so that's nice, and I do like seeing the city through fresh eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that there's a whole lot of things that neither of us have seen, so we get to experience together nonetheless.
Loving it.
Yes.
Okay, so lastly, if we were not married, would you have moved to the city or to America in general?
No.
Well, you have it.